Chapter 11.11.11 Saying Goodbye by Sky. Can I say hello to Mum and Dad? I asked. And goodbye? Absolutely, said Athena. Go and see Peggy and my dearest Omar. I ran over to Mum and Dad, hugging them over and over. Skydie, said Dad. Ben has told us everything. You've been so brave. I held on to Dad, feeling like my life depended on it. I couldn't believe he was with me again. And Mum. My darling girl, she whispered, tears streaming down her face. It's so good to see you. You're a time wizard, I asked. Mum wiped her eyes and smiled. Yes, she whispered. Ben opened his eyes wide. What? I wasn't allowed to tell you, I said. Ben shook his head. Man, so much to take in. So much, said Mum. My great hope has always been that you would both follow in our footsteps and become time wizards as well. Dad grinned. Or architect wizards. Ben laughed. The melting classroom is ridiculously good. I thought you'd like it, said Dad. My father was an imaginician, so with some help from him and my skills as well, I was able to create the most marvellous buildings. I felt my heart swell with pride. Nelson was an imaginician. Is Athena too? Dad looked at me and smiled. Of course. Mum, Dad, Ben and I stood in a circle around Moat's cradle, hugging and laughing. After a while, Migal joined us. He handed out the most incredible ice creams. His hair was shining in the sunlight, making a sort of rosy halo all around his head. You look like an angel, I said. He laughed. Maybe because I am one. I grinned. Of course. One day, he said, I'll invite you to my 1111th birthday party. It will be the party to end all parties. Migal smiled, the biggest smile I've ever seen him smile. Feeling overwhelmed by happiness, I almost dropped my ice cream. Careful, said Migal. That's a cone made by angels with the thickest and best Noesis ice cream. Very hard to come by. I laughed out loud. Thank you, I said, taking a big lick and then kissing Migal on the cheek with ice creamy lips. Watch it, he said. We all sat eating our ice creams, feeling glad. I thanked everyone, overcome by how much they meant to me. Darling was standing next to Jax, her head held high and her eyes as warm and kind as ever. I know you have to go soon, but I do hope to see you again, Captain Sky, she said. Or should I say Captain Stella? I bent down to hug her carefully and said, thank you for the healing blanket and all the healing juices and for my beautiful blue beanie. You may call me Sky or Stella. I don't ever need a title around you. Darling made a strange little flamingo sound. Then she added, thank you. I hugged her again and added, although I think I might call you Sir Darling. You absolutely deserve it. Darling held her head extra high. I'd like that, she said. I'd like Migal to hear it. Ha ha, I said. I'll make sure he does next time I'm back here as Stella. I gave Solo and Escher each a high five. See you when you come back to Marescimar, said Solo. Definitely, I said. Turning to Minnow, I asked, what would I have done without you? Minnow hugged me tightly. You'd have been fine, she said. You're you. Anyway, I'll see you back at home for a rerun of our 11th birthday. I can't wait, I replied, my eyes filling with tears.